Tuesday, June 15th, 2021. We would like to excuse Commissioner Stevenson as he is attending a USIP, our insurance conference, and so we'll excuse Commissioner Stevenson. We'll begin by opening with the Pledge of Allegiance, and I've asked Dustin Volk from our Director of Golf.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right. Thank you, Dustin. We'll move on to our recognitions, presentations, and informational items. Curtis?
Yes, Commissioners, you have today notice of intent to engage in contract negotiations for the U-Turn Street rebuild project. And we did a RFP on that and had 2 companies bid. And we are comfortable moving forward with negotiating on one of those, and that is Staker Parsons Construction and Materials.
Very good, thank you. All right, move on to public comments. If there's anybody from the public who would like to make a public comment, we'll invite you up at this time. Seeing none, we'll move on to our business and action items. Again, we'll move on to Curtis Koch, our clerk auditor.
Yes, Commissioners, you have before you a interlocal agreement that encompasses several of the cities and fire districts throughout the county. Over the last couple of years, discussions have taken place with the county, cities, and districts, including my office, the auditor's office, commission, and the sheriff's office. And this interlocal agreement memorializes that on December 31st, 2022, Davis County will cease providing paramedic services throughout the county, and that will shift to the various cities and districts. And this is the reason that this is on, and you'll see this as we go down through the agenda, is that we're at the point where we need to start adopting certified tax rates, and this will remove the paramedic levy that has been in place since 1983 that was voted upon by the people. The intent is that this levy will go away, that the cities and districts are currently in the process of going through truth and taxation, and that this will, us doing away with that levy will help to transfer those funds to those cities and districts. And so I want to be very clear so that in the future, nobody comes back and says, well, wasn't there a paramedic levy that we could go and get again? No, this would be doing away with that. And in our discussions with the tax commission, that is their understanding as well. That is what we are telling the citizens right now, that the net effect will be of the tax increases that are being taken by the districts and cities is less because the paramedic rate is going away. If you'd like, I can continue to beat the dead horse.
Nope, I'm good. So, as you notice, this is transfer paramedic services and licenses to Farmington City, Kaysville City, Layton City, South Davis Metro Fire Service Area, Syracuse City, Fruit Heights City, Clinton City, North Davis Fire District, South Weber City. And being that this will be a contract that starts with all the other contracts after it, I would move approval.
And I just want to add that this has been a couple years or more work from leaders in our county, including leaders in the cities, and a lot of collaboration to determine what is the right service and how can there be even better service moving forward with this new model. And so just congratulations and much gratitude for everyone who's worked on that.
And thank you for all the service for the years that the Davis County Sheriff's Office has done it, because you guys have done a tremendous job, and you guys have been behind the scenes with us as well on this, but you've done a great job, and it's kind of a unique situation with the deputies that are dual trained, and you guys have taken that role very, very well. And it's kind of, I know it's hard for a lot of the deputies and for a lot of the staff as this transition. But I think this will be good for the county overall with the transition and us being able to focus back on more on our law enforcement duties and recruitment. I think will be a little bit easier too for the sheriff's office and getting deputies and that, can do one thing. But I know the cities were the ones that clamored for this. The cities are the ones that came to us, the sheriff's office, and requested this from us. It was not the sheriff going out. It was the cities coming to us and requesting this. And so please tell your deputies, thank you for all their years of service doing this as we transition out. This will be hard on some of them, but I think this will be good in part for the community. So,
Commissioner, one other just point, just for the record. Today, we are approving the interlocal agreement with Davis County and the entities. The other 9 entities that will be signing these, they will come through later. But because the tax rate is going away today, we wanted to get our agreement through today. But we're in the process of collecting those. We have 3 of the 9. We're waiting on the other 6, and then at a future commission meeting, we will run those other 9 agreements through, and then they will be held in the county records so that there's a complete record of all of the entities that have made this agreement.
right.
Our sheriff is here and is one of his chief deputies today, and I add my thanks to all the years and the continuing to bridge the transition. We know that you will do everything that needs to be done. Thank you.
Right.
So you
Made
made
a
the
motion.
motion, and I will second that motion.
All right. All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. All right, Curtis, I think you got 2 through 5.
Commissioners, at this time, I'd like to turn some time over to Heidi to go through the tax rates. I think that's what we agreed.
Yep. I think it's what's on this paper, but not on that paper. So that's what we got on this paper.
So pursuant Utah Code, it's 592909. Okay, 592909. The county has to adopt certified tax rates before June 22nd of each year for general county purposes. So the first rate is for the special service area. This funds the unincorporated portion of Davis County. The certified tax rate for 2021 is 0.000761. Annual revenue of $671,688. Second rate is county assessing and collecting. This rate is determined by the state and split between all of the taxing entities that or counties that do collections and distributions. That county or statewide rate is going to be 0.000161, which will generate annual revenue of $4,851,588 for Davis County. The Davis County combined rate includes general operations tax rate of 0.001004, annual revenue of $28,961,352. Interest in sinking fund, this is for our jail bond that was voted on, and I think the initial construction was back in 2005. Tax rate of 0.000063, annual revenue, and this matches the annual payment of $1,816,087. Flood control annual tax rate of 0.000180, generating annual revenue of $5,192,274,000. Health tax rate of 0.000188 with annual revenue of $5,423,042, and that's for both health and seniors. The last levy is the paramedic levy, which we will adopt at 0%. If we were to adopt the certified tax rate, that would have been 0.000108 with revenue of $3,115,365, which we anticipate seeing the other taxing entities picking up through Truth and Taxation holding hearings this August. The last county levy is on behalf of the county library, tax rate of 0.000289 and revenue of $8,362,810.
Thank you, Heidi. And so you broke some of these down even further from the items on the agenda, right?
Yes, that's per the individual resolutions. So that county general rate actually gets split between the different, it goes into 4 different funds.
I think we should, since we're going to be going to a public hearing, I think let's adopt these. So I move approval of the adoption of the resolutions.
I'll second that.
Motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. All right, now we'll move into a public hearing to consider additional budget appropriations. And so we'll move approval that we open to a public hearing. Is that what we're doing?
Do you want to have it,
Yeah.
the presentation
Yeah, let's
first?
do the
and then-
presentation first, then we'll do that. Okay, thanks, Heidi.
To be considered today under this budget amendment, many of the items are related to the tax rates that were just adopted. Some activity related to the paramedic rate going away, and then a handful of requests that have come in from departments. The first item is going to be tied to the clerk auditor's office. It is removing $3,240,775 in transfer revenue that was coming from Fund 14, our paramedic fund, into Fund 10. A portion of that was an expenditure, 50% that was going to payments to Layton and South Davis Metro Fire Service area. So we're removing that expenditure, which totals $1,698,888. There's a correction in corrections for the April 20th hearing that was held. The janitorial position had been listed inaccurately. It should be in Fund 63. So this is removing that budget request for that position out of Fund 10 and into Fund 63, which is a reduction of wages of $59,765, reduction in uniforms of $350. The last item for Fund 10 is adopting the certified tax rate revenue. We're making adjustments per statute. We are required to adopt the budgeted revenue that's the certified tax rate generates. To achieve that, we need to increase our budgeted tax revenue by $610,382 for property taxes. We need to decrease the assessing and collecting budget projection that was put in when we adopted the budget in December by $92,427. In the paramedic levy, we are reducing the budgeted property tax revenues by $3,065,775. Also, as a result of not adopting that tax levy, we are reducing the vehicle fees, which is also a component of the property tax collections, of $165,000, reducing interest revenues by $10,000, and removing the transfer out of this fund into the general fund of $3,240,775. In the health department, we are increasing the budgeted property tax revenues by $11,978. And we are recognizing a contract amendment to 2021-33, Amendment 3 for Aging Alternatives Programs. It's increasing alternatives revenues by $16,700 and increasing wages by $16,700. Same contract, Amendment 4, so 2021-33, Amendment 4 was an additional allocation to encourage vaccinations in older adults. This is an increase in contract revenues of $28,802, and then an increase in both wages and benefits, $20,161 and $8,641. In Public Works, we're increasing the capital projects line item by $81,000 for the U-Turn Street rebuild project based on the RFP responses and pricing that was received. We just approved that notice of intent or issued that. In the library fund, we're adopting the certified tax rate revenues, which increases the budgeted tax revenues by $180,353. In flood, we're doing the same, increasing budgeted tax revenues by $107,454. In the special services area, we are, again, adopting that certified tax rate revenue, which is a decrease to the budgeted revenues of $28,312. In the Gulf Fund, we are going to be recognizing the sale of real property to UDOT, back half of the driving range at Davis Park. That's increased revenues of $1,444,400. And then an increase in professional services expenditures for a feasibility study at Davis Park. In Fund 62, Communications, an increase of $1,000 to software maintenance to recognize increased usage of our Google Suite. And last, in Buildings and Grounds East, or actually Buildings and Grounds West, recognizing the janitorial position moving out of Fund 10 and into Fund 63. So an increase of wages of $59,765 and an increase in uniforms of $350. So I hope that was all the numbers correctly.
There's a lot, and we went over this in Budget Committee yesterday too, so that was very helpful.
I'd like to move to a public hearing.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right, if there's anybody in the public that'd like to make a comment about these 2021 budget appropriation requests. All right, seeing none, I move that we close the public hearing and move approval of the $605,541.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you. All right, we'll move on down to Animal Care, Deputy Director Ashley Young. Ashley.
The first thing on our agenda today is regarding our May adoption contracts. For the month of May, we had 41 cat adoptions, 45 dog adoptions, and 13 other species adoptions for a total
Anything
of
in particular that was fun?
We've had quite a few reptiles.
Okay.
It's very interesting. And chickens.
Lots of chickens?
But
Never mind.
looking for approval for those contracts and those adoptions.
Okay.
And then the second thing on our agenda is regarding an ordinance change. So back in February, the commission approved a fee change for some of the services that Animal Care provides. And this ordinance kind of ties into those items. We found in our ordinance that we have fees in two different areas. And we find that confusing, not only for our staff, but for the general public. So we are looking to repeal Title VI, Chapter 608, Section 130. And then we are amending Title VI, Chapter 632, Section 632.10. So we're just simply moving over those fees. So it's all in one section in our ordinances.
Very good. I'm okay with moving with per section because it's easier for everybody to know. So go ahead. Want to make a
Yeah.
motion? Sure.
Well, do you want to do these individually then in each section?
Yeah, I kind of like doing that
I
personally.
I agree with you.
Okay.
All right. So you made the motion?
So I'll make the motion that we approve the animal care contracts. And
Second.
the adoptions. Yep. I have a motion and a second. All in favor? Been rusty. It's been 3 years since we've done this. I'm like, what am I supposed to do here?
You're doing great.
I just want to say you guys sound great.
It's always odd when you have one that leaves, and so you're always like, wait a minute, who's supposed to make these motions and everything else? So it's
There's a
been
lot
3
of-
years since I've been here in this seat, so
There's
yeah,
a lot of parts and pieces.
there
to it.
is. Thank you, Ashley.
Thank you, Ashley.
All right, Clerk Auditor's Office, Chief Deputy Heidi Vordeckers.
Actually, I'm going to take this one. if
Okay,
It's all right.
Clerk, so really-
So, Commissioners, what you have before you is an agreement with the Utah Administrative Office of the Courts. Currently, the county leases space for the Attorney's Office out of the Justice Complex. That contract is set to expire on December 31st of this year. This is an extension that has a 2% annual increase in the rental fee per square foot. I should also mention we have our Justice Court out there as well, and it exercises our option for another 5 years. It also gives us another 5-year option once this term ends, and
good.
so it gives us flexibility
That could give
to.
us 10 years in?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep. Gives us the flexibility that we need to continue to run our attorney's office out there and hopefully plan for the future as well.
Good. I move approval of the amendment with the State of Utah Administrative Office of the Courts.
Second, all in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. All right, Kent Anderson from Director of Community and Economic Development. Kent.
Thank you, Commission. It's funny you're having that conversation about who to go first. I don't know if you've ever played much Texas Hold'em, but you get down to the final last two players and you've got your big blind and a little blind. You just need chips that just go back and forth so you know who goes first, who goes second.
Exactly.
You can work
I
that
don't know
out.
why I thought that out, but it might be a method that you could use.
Yeah.
Item number 10, you have for consideration, Commission approval of a resolution and interlocal cooperation agreement for the 2050 West Canal Trail extension. It's payable in the amount of $410,000 beginning 6/15/2021, extending to 6/15/2023. This was a project for Prop 1 funds back in 2020 that we had recommended approval. It'll connect the future Immigrant Trail with the existing DNRG. It goes from 3,000 west to 4,500 west, 10-foot wide asphalt. It's going to have a push-button crosswalks at 9 locations, and Clinton is participating with 30% match of approximately $175,000. Item number 11 is an approval of a resolution of an interlocal cooperation agreement with Woods Cross City for the West Legacy Trail Upgrade Project. It's payable in the amount of $224,230, beginning 6/15/2021 and 6/15/20 ending to 6/15/2023. Similar to the prior items, another 2020 Prop 1 project. So right now on the west side of Legacy, it's a dirt trail. On the east side, it's a paved trail. So this would be proposing to pave that west side trail. It would go approximately 500 south to the pedestrian bridge at 2425 south, with Woods Cross again coming in with their 30% required match of $96,413.75. Item number 12 is approval of a contract with USA Wrestling for the Sanderson Wrestling Camp. It's a receivable in the amount of $2,268.90, beginning 7/28/2021 to 7/31/2021. Item number 13 is an approval of contract with USA Wrestling, and we'll say for early and fall winter wrestling tournaments. So there's a number of different dates that they've got put in here, obviously with the receivable amount of $20,619. This is beginning 10/20/2021, extending to 1/1 of 2022. The next three items, items 14, 15, and 16, are recommendations for appointments to the Davis County Board of Appeals. This Board of Appeals would help decide appeals on orders related to the interpretation of the International Building Code. As per the resolution, the Board of Appeals shall consist of members who are qualified by experience and training to pass on matters pertaining to building construction and are not employees of the jurisdiction. So first individual, and I'd like to thank these individuals for their willingness to participate with our Board of Appeals. First recommendation would be Mr. Mike Blackham. He has 34 years of experience as a building inspector and recently retired as Kaysville City's building official. Item number 15 is appointment of Dave Anderson to the Davis County Board of Appeals. Mr. Anderson has 40 years private contracting experience. He is a certified general contractor and currently works for Hogan Construction. Item number 16, the appointment of Paul Rowland to the Davis County Board of Appeals. Mr. Rowland has 40 years of experience in engineering and 35 years as the Bountiful City engineer. You can kind of see we've got a building official, general contractor, engineer, different backgrounds for each of those individuals. I think it's important to note here as well as I don't have a relationship. I've never interacted with any of these three individuals, as some of their appeals that they may consider would be as a result of actions taken by myself. So I think that's an important piece to note.
Good.
Item number 17 is an approval of contract with AECom Technical Services, Inc. for environmental review consulting services for the Community Development Block Grant Program. Terms in the amount of $19,822, I think that's .02, beginning 06/01/2021 to 7/31/2022.
Very good. Thank you, Kent. I don't have any questions. Do
I
you?
don't have any questions either.
No, pretty straightforward. I move approval of the community and economic development items 10 through 17.
And I'll second that. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right, on to Golf Course Director of Golf, Dustin Volk.
Good afternoon, Commissioners. It's a beautiful hot day, so glad we're
Yes,
inside.
it is.
Do people still golf in
Oh, yes,
the
both
afternoon
courses,
on these
yes.
hot?
Yeah, they're both pretty full.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
great.
they actually start getting real busy in the evenings, so people kind
Good.
of
Starting to cool down a little
cool
bit.
off, but It's really the hottest part of the day. They don't realize it.
There's more shade, though.
It's okay.
There's more shade at that time
That's
of
right.
day.
Keep
Just
them
let 'em
coming.
think. Let 'em keep
coming. That's right. So, well, yeah, I have a couple of items here for you today for your consideration. The first one, number 18, is for you to approve the sponsorship agreement with Mountain Land Supply Company. This will be the 4th year of our Mountain Land Valley View Open. They're the title sponsor of it. They pay us $7,000. It's really a pass-through, and we use it for the payout to go to the event. It's been a wonderful event. All the leading golf professionals in the state and the best amateurs come and play. It's the first weekend in August, so you can see those dates. They have a big corporate tournament that leads up to it on Thursday, and then the tournament's Friday, Saturday. So that's the first agreement for approval. And then the second one is an agreement with Cutting Edge Tree Professionals. This is to remove seven damaged trees on the golf course at Valley View. These trees have been destroyed with all the years of windstorm. These funds are going to be covered through the insurance of the windstorm damage. So we just wanted to get an appropriate contract run across for your approval, let them start doing the work in the next couple of weeks. So if you will take those for consideration, thank you.
Date of that one is 6/15/2021, and the amount of 11,550. And I believe the other one was for the amount of 7,000.
7,000, yep. Thank you.
Yeah, the dates on that first one, August 5th of 21 to August 7th of 21 for the tournament, right? Yeah, great. Wonderful. I move approval of the golf course items number 18 and 19.
And I'll second that. All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. All right, we'll turn the time over to Commissioner Kamalu for presenting of the Health Department.
Okay.
issues.
Very good. Number 20 is from Health Administration. This is an agreement with the Utah Department of Human Services, the Division of Services for People with Disabilities. This is to provide meals on wheels for approved individuals that are on the Division of Services for People with Disabilities waiting list. The terms begin May 28th of 21, ending June 30th of 2021. The receivable is up to $10,000. Number 21 is an agreement with Easter Seals or Goodwill, SCSEP. This is for program year 2021 host agency agreement for the Senior Community Service Employment Program to provide a safe and healthful work site, and training is needed for participants to engage in productive duties and tasks in order to become job ready. Terms begin July 1st of 2021, ending June 30th of 2022. There is no financial information. Number 22 on the agenda comes from Health Administration, and it is a summary list with various entities for in-kind donations. And there are no dates and no financial information that is pertinent. It seems that there have been so many people supporting the health department in their work. They're tremendous and intense work for a very long time in the COVID response. So number 23 from Health Administration is a summary list also of various sponsorships. There are no dates and no financial information there. All right, number 24, from the Health Environmental Services, we have an amendment with the Utah Department of Health for the Summer Food Service Program, Amendment 3, increasing the amount and replacing Attachment A in exchange for continued services. The terms begin July 1st of 21, ending June 30th of 2022, and the receivable is $115. Lastly, number 25 on the agenda, from Health Senior Services, an agreement with Vibrant Wellbeing for to obtain services of a provider for Tai Ji Quan, moving for better balance classes for seniors at the senior centers. The terms begin June 8th of 21. There's not an ending date, and the payable is $25 per class taught. And that is all. I move approval of those items.
Very good, and I'll second that. All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, moving on to the next item, Human Resources. I don't see anybody from Human Resources, but this is a,
Sure.
Yeah.
Heidi.
oh,
is-
Heidi's got that one?
Yeah.
Okay, Heidi, thank you.
I've been working with our risk analyst on this, and in her absence, I agreed to present this. This is in relation to the September 7th, 2020 windstorm. What it is request for approval of the public assistance articles of agreement with FEMA. This agreement allows the county to move forward with requesting close to $190,000 in damages and debris removal related to that event. It certifies that the county will comply with all federal, state, and local regulations, such as the Clean Water Act, Endangered Species Act, that will comply with the federal single audit, compliance with all deadlines and reporting documents, that we will only engage in eligible work, and that we will meet the non-federal cost share, which is 25%.
I'll move approval of that item.
And I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, from Libraries, Director Josh Johnson.
Thank you for pointing that out.
You're right, the center is
It's
kind of,
also not wrong. It's just different. So, sorry, that's off topic. This is an agreement with. Let's see. Pardon me. This is an agreement for an oil painting, which is a reproduction of the interlude. It's been donated by Carol Merrill Flitton to the library. The terms of the agreement.
you didn't bring it in to show us?
It's big.
Is it big?
It's big.
Okay.
Yeah, it's actually quite large. I can show you.
Oh, there we
this.
go. That's what I need to
I
see.
thought I had included one, but apparently I hadn't in the.
Okay, very nice. And what library is that going to be going in?
Currently, the plan is for this library, but the contract makes it possible at any library.
library?
So
Okay.
some of the contracts have been a little bit more stringent in the
Specific.
past. We're trying to get away from that because then it ends up that we don't have the flexibility to show things where they might reasonably be placed. So
Thank you, Josh. Looks like a nice piece of artwork. Next, Lynette Mills, from Deputy Director from Libraries.
Thank you, Commissioners. This is a contract for Granite Mill and Fixture Company to provide the extra millwork pieces for the new Clearfield Library. This includes two cake display units, was what we call them, the three-tiered displays, two OPAC stations, and a podium. It's in the amount of $8,583, and the dates are today, 6/15/21, and they should have them installed by 9/13/21.
Good. And so that's moving forward then.
Okay.
Looking good. Okay.
It is.
Thank
We
you.
showed the library board today, got to walk through the building, so.
Nice.
Yes. Where is it kind of at? Like, what's the main thing happening right now?
Right now, they're getting all the ceilings in, so we got to see the new wood ceilings that are going in that are just beautiful, that are kind of a cool, they kind of like a wave, so they look like an airplane wing. We're seeing that, and all of the cabinetry is going in, so all the desks and all of the cabinetry in all the rooms, and that is really nice looking.
That
So,
ceiling, I'm sure it has some type of thing to do with the wave with sound and everything else too in the building.
aeronautical is kind of what the theme of
Okay.
the building
Oh,
is.
that's
So if
right.
you look at the front, it's like a wing.
Right.
So it's turning out very nice. They're also getting all of the outside hardscape poured, so concrete's going in. A lot of the planters are going in, so it's starting to look, it's coming together like a real building.
Wow.
So we're very excited.
Yeah, normally I would have seen that today, but I had another,
Yeah, we missed you.
yes, and I missed being there because I really, even though I've seen it, wanted to see the board's reaction to it.
Otherwise, it was very warm though in the building because
I bet it was.
there's no power yet. So
Right. We appreciate the workers. That's what I said to Josh, who do that work in the heat.
yeah, they are doing a very, very wonderful job. We're very, very pleased.
Yes, very exciting. Thank you for those two items. I move approval of the library items number 27 and 28 as presented.
Second, all in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. All right, Sheriff's Office, Chief Deputy Susan Polson. Chief?
Item number 29, an agreement, a training reimbursement agreement with Valborg Marie Clark for law enforcement officer training. That's going to be a receivable in the amount of $17,862.97, beginning 6/15 of '21 through 6/15 of 2023. Item number 30 is training reimbursement agreement with Clifton Corey Jenkins for special functions and basic corrections academy training. That's also a receivable in the amount of $16,338, beginning 6/15 of '21 through 6/15 of 2023. And item number 31 is a modification to the Forest Service agreement providing law enforcement services for the Forest Service areas throughout Davis County. And that's an increase in the funding by $4,000, increasing the total amount to $11,000, beginning 6/15 of 2021 through 9/30 of 2025.
Should give us a little bit more gas.
Your efforts on that.
Yes, I did
Yes.
complain a little bit, but that wasn't much, but a little bit. A little bit helps.
The next one is a donation agreement. Cabela's donated ammunition for the sheriff's office for training purposes. That's valued at $1,253.56. And that agreement would be for 6/15 of 2021. Item number 33 is a ratification to the amendment with the Utah Department of Corrections to house state inmates. It increased the funding per inmate and did put a limit on how many state inmates we were able to house in our correctional facility, with a couple of other items that were in that amendment. But this is beginning July 1st of 2021, going through June 30th of 2024. And then item 34 is an application for a VOCA grant for victims advocates. And that would be, the application was for $187,778, and that would be for a victims advocate plus a victims advocate coordinator, so 2 positions. And that was just an application, so there is not actually a date on that one. But I have heard word that we received or were approved for funding on that. So you'll be seeing that coming before you in the next few weeks.
Great. Can I just ask on that, on the last one, number 33? It just says receivable of $1, I noticed. Is that a dollar?
That's because there was not an amount on that amendment, and that was just, we don't know how much right now, so.
Okay. Very good. And that's hopeful that in increases in funding, that's been another topic, right? For housing contracts for state inmates, yeah.
And then item number 35 is a contract with Commercial Kitchen Supply. That's to replace a very large jail kitchen pulper, which is a big garbage disposal. And that's a payable in the amount of $64,313.54, and effective or beginning on June 15th of 2021.
Must be some garbage disposal.
That's a very hefty garbage disposal. Yeah. The last item is number 36, and that is an agreement with the Utah Department of Corrections to provide dispatch services for adult probation and parole in Davis County. And that's a 5-year contract with the amount being $23,007.16 per year for a total of $115,035.80, beginning July 1st of 2021, going through June 30th of 2026.
And that receivable, oh, you already said it.
Yes.
There we go. Good, that was a lot.
Hey, Commissioners,
Yes.
just a couple of points of clarification, if I may. To add to your question about number 33, I believe that, well, I'll say it this way. The Utah legislature has passed some legislation that will become effective or already has been adopted pertaining to the daily rate reimbursement for inmates. And as a result of that, and in conjunction with this amendment, I think it's fair to say that the sheriff's office or the county should anticipate at least an increase in the per-day inmate reimbursement. Now, whether or not that's an overall, depending on the amount or number of state inmates that we're housing, that may or may not be an overall increase from last year. But I do believe that the daily rate is going to be will be an increase.
We fight for that every year with the state legislature at UAC and everything to get our rates increased because the amount that they pay us is kind of minimal to what the cost is to house them. But a lot of, jail entities need that revenue for their bonds to pay for their correctional facilities. So, but luckily we don't have that problem as much, but we still, cooperation and partner with our state agencies, and house some inmates here with them too, so.
And I think the contract amendment permits us to house up to, is it 130? Yeah, up to 130 state inmates within our jail.
Yeah, great to know. And
And then the two other quick points, could you scroll down? Items 29 and 30. I think it is correct to identify those as a receivable in certain respects, but the county would that those would become receivables. The way these contracts work is that there was a proposed reimbursement or payment of these fees and an in-kind agreement by these individuals to serve a minimum of 2 years on behalf of the sheriff's office. And in the event that they fail to fulfill that obligation, then they would then become responsible for all or a portion of the amount that was paid to them in wages, benefits, and training expenses. So it's not, I just wanted to point out that clarification that there's a potential to receive that, but I think our hope is that we would receive their minimum of 2 years and hopefully well beyond that. Yeah.
Exactly, the hope is, exactly.
yeah, those
Yep.
the value of the training and et cetera that they receive. Those are great points. Thank you. And this is Mike Kendall, who's filling in for Neil Geddes today in our Civil Attorneys Division. All right, so with those clarifications and since everything looks good, and that concludes our business and action items, I move approval of the items from the Sheriff's Office, number 29 through 36.
I'll second that. All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.
I move that we
Well, sorry,
reset.
yep.
Oh,
Nope, we're going to go into consent items this time.
that's right. Yay.
switched it up a little
We
bit.
sure did, good. So the indigent abatement register. Okay. These are the ones we've had the hearings for? Okay, you remember?
Yeah, so I'll move approval of items, indigent abatements 1 through 3, and we're going to deny, so let's do that one first.
Okay, I will second the motion to approve the abatement of 1 through 3.
Second, and all in favor?
Aye.
And then also, we're going to deny item number, the one abatement, just number 1 on that denial.
Hold the hearing.
And we held the hearing already.
Oh, okay,
Yep.
that's right.
Yep.
Very good, yeah, the form's a little different for me too. So I will second that motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, I move approval of the work session meeting minutes, March 30th of 2021, May 4th of 2021, May 11th of 2021, and May 25th of 2021. And I also move approval of the commission meeting minutes, May 4th of 2021 and May 18th of 2021. And thanks for good minutes that we've been able to review.
And I'll second that. All in favor?
Aye. Now I move we recess to the Board of Equalization.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Curtis?
Commissioners, you have for your consideration under auditors adjustments under tax exempt requests, recommend to grant exemption after a hearing was provided to 2 groups. We also have under abatements 3 recommendations for denial, or 3 properties recommended for denial. Under corrections, you have 9 veteran exemption tax abatements for the year 2020. Under assessor adjustments, you have a personal property penalty waiver on 1 property for $27.04. And then under assessor-initiated corrections, you have a report with various recommendations, and then with difference in taxable value. And then you have 1 property qualifies for the 2020 residential exemption as well.
Curtis?
All right, I move approval of the property tax register as presented.
Second, all in favor?
Aye.
I move that we reconvene commission meeting.
I don't think we need to.
Do
Is that part of
we
it?
done? Or we still need to because we have commission comments, right?
Oh, we
Yeah,
do?
you would,
Yep.
you would need to end the
I
meeting.
am wrong. Then I will second your motion.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
All right, opportunity for commissioner comments, real quick. Mike, any comments?
Nothing today, thank you.
Curtis?
No comment, thank you.
Okay. Anybody from the staff, anything from anybody? Comments? No? All right, Commissioner Kamala.
All right, let's see. I enjoyed visiting the Clinton City Council meeting last week. We go visit those individually, going through all of our 15 cities in the county and being able to stay up with what's going on in those cities. And it was fun. It's always really informational to look at city council meetings. Also, this is the year for city elections. And so the opportunity to file to run for office in the cities has now passed and is closed. And I made a comment in a meeting several days ago, just encouraging people to pay attention and to participate and to collaborate as residents of cities throughout this county, that the government that touches us the most is local, and it is the cities, actually, in my opinion and in my experience. So I just appreciate people who put their hats in that ring and choose to run, and I'm very proud of the way that elections run in our county.
This last week we had our mosquito abatement meeting. If you have anybody in your family that is back from college over the age of 18 and would like a job, we are currently seeking applications at mosquito abatement. We're currently down 4 trucks, and so if there is, it seems like there's a few mosquitoes out there because we can't hire anybody to go drive our trucks right now. So we are looking at, we raised rates a little bit to compete with in the market, but we still need applicants to go out and drive truck, and also those who may not, be the license age, those who would like to ride bicycles. And also we have need for people to go do tree holes and give out fish. And so we are in a hurt at the animal care, at animal care. Sorry, I see you there. We always need people to apply there too. But mosquito abatement needs some seasonals. And so if we can steal some from the golf course, because the golf courses are all complaining that we need people to come spray. Well, we don't have anybody to spray. So anyhow, that's the word on the street out there, is if anybody that wants to apply out there in the Facebook, world of YouTube, please send your son or daughter. I did tell them to make the recording that way when they call in to complain, that if you have a son or daughter that's the age of this, please apply. So anyhow, thank you all, and I think this meeting is adjourned.
Sounds good. Thank
Thank
you.
you.
It's good to have you here sometimes.
Curtis?